Welcome to JayzTwoCents exclusive insider coverage of CES 2014. Our trip this year is brought to you by Aqua Tuning, your global source for PC modding and cooling components, and by Sennheiser, the pursuit of perfect sound, and of course, by generous viewers like you. So strap in with JayzTwoCents as he takes you on a wild ride through CES 2014.
Hey guys, welcome to 2014 with JayzTwoCents. I am of course your host Jay, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. Before we get things started here talking about what I'm going to be bringing to CES, and kind of obviously this guy, and I know you guys want to know more about this guy, if you liked that intro and you liked what you heard, do me a huge favor. Go and check out Deadpool Plays on Twitch. He's the guy who did the intro for me. He's a voice actor. He's the lead vocal artist for the Repopulation MMORPG coming out in 2014. Amazing, amazing talent. And he was willing to do that for me at no cost, and I just had to plug his channel. He does a live stream that's very entertaining. He dresses up like Deadpool, you know, from Marvel, and does live streaming and stuff, and amazing talent. If you guys thought that I did a good Arnold impression, oh my god, his is just... well, Arnold himself would probably be impressed. But yeah, I had to plug that channel. Please go and check it out. If you like what he does, give that guy a follow on Twitch. He's definitely worth the sub. Now, here we go. 2014, and the way we start off the year here at JayzTwoCents is by going to the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Oh yeah! Now last year I went to CES, but when I was there, I didn't even have 1,500 subs. I think I had like 1,250 subs, and I had 200,000 views on the channel, and I was just walking around aimlessly. I had no meetings set up. I was a literal nobody. Nobody had a clue who I was. In fact, some of these companies, when I would tell them, hey, I do YouTube tech review stuff, they're like, really? YouTube? Oh, I didn't know people do that on YouTube, so it really wasn't out. But the last 12 months, so much has changed in the industry where these companies have realized that YouTube is where it's at, people, when it comes to advertising. And this year's growth has gotten me to the point to where now, for 2014 CES, I am overbooked. In fact, I'm going to be checking out some of your guys' favorite companies. Obviously, we're going to be checking out Cooler Master and the CM Storm line. We're going to be checking out AData, Rocat, Fractal Design, Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, Intel, AMD, I mean, and that's not even the showroom floor, guys. Those are just private events. So we're gonna be checking out some companies that are really freaking cool, and they're gonna be showing some new stuff that they've come up with since Computex back in June. So I'm really excited to bring you that coverage. Trust me. But CES can definitely be very stressful. So last year, if you guys remember, I had some really shitty coverage. I mean, it was bad. You're watching JayzTwoCents, and we're over here at the 2013 Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, and we're going to go ahead and get lost with some of the latest technology gadgets that the world has to offer. Go ahead and follow us out through the show, and we'll see what we can find. And being a one-man crew, having to do the camera work, and then the microphone, and the microphone I used was that little $4 mic I did back in my microphone review video. Oh my god. It was so bad. In fact, it was downright embarrassing. So obviously things have changed this year quite a bit, and I have to give a huge shout out to everybody who donated in the Indiegogo campaign, because what you see right here is pretty much the fruit of that labor. In order to bring you really good field coverage, you have to have really good field equipment. So we'll talk about this here in a moment. Now, the microphone I used last year, like I mentioned, it was a $4 mic, and it was so bad. Well, this year, Sennheiser, I bought a Sennheiser mic, and after buying that, one thing led to another. They contacted me and said, hey, we'd like to provide you some equipment for your channel, so that's what they did. So as you can see right here, I have obviously an XLR cable on here, which is now a backup system because Sennheiser provided me this wireless module that hooks onto my microphone. So we'll go ahead and talk about the mic first, because obviously the quality of this is where it's at. And I'll let you guys hear this mic in a moment. I'll do a little bit of a mic test. In fact, when I'm doing the review of the camera, I'll do it on this mic so you guys can hear that. Now, this is the EW100 G3 XLR wireless adapter for XLR cameras. It's a non-phantom power because this is a dynamic mic. Amazing piece of equipment. It's like $300 for this one little piece, but it's amazing. My microphone is a Sennheiser E835. It's actually a lead vocal mic for like singing, but it's great in these environments because it's cardioid and it's a directional pickup, and so it drowns out a lot of the background sound. The mic flag, I don't actually remember the brand. My mom got it for me for Christmas. It's from B&H Photo. But the flags that you see on here, as you can see, they are glossy. I made these myself. They are just sticker paper, and I used a high quality printer to print these, and you can see we've got the YouTube logo, of course AquaTuning, who is my sponsor and helped sponsor this trip, and then of course my JayzTwoCents logo, and we have a little bit of a windscreen up here. So, and then as you can see, I wrapped it in leather, that way it's got a nice sticky hole grip, that way you don't drop it. I think this whole setup is like $500 with everything said and done. So trust me, the last thing you want to do is drop this thing, because it's phone. I'll be using my iPhone 5. There'll be a lot of tweets coming out of this, and I am using the OtterBox preserver case, which is really rough because I don't want anything to happen to that. I think I just put a hole in my wall. So anyway, nice tough case on there because it's really, really rough. Now, as a backup device in my wireless access point, I'm going to be using my Galaxy S3 pretty much as a 4G hotspot the entire time, because I am planning on doing a live stream from the event. Last year I did a live stream inside the CES Convention Center, which was kind of cool. We'll probably do that again. So here's my Galaxy. To keep everything powered, I have got two of the Tilt Power Plant 5000 milliamp batteries that have a USB port, and I also have a little pull out here for micro USB. One of them that I have has an iPhone 5 adapter, and then I've got my Rav Power 14,000 milliamp battery here. This is going to keep me charged the entire time. In fact, all of our devices, because there's 4 of us going. The only thing left to really talk about is this guy right here. So unfortunately, I can't film the camera with my camera, so I'm going to switch to just a handheld, probably a cell phone, like my iPhone or something, and we'll talk about what's on this guy right here. Okay, so here we go. Here's the camera rig, and I'm going to try to make it as not shaky as possible because I am one hand holding my iPhone 5 while I'm recording this. So here we are right now. I am talking on that guy, which is being picked up by the Sennheiser EW100G3 wireless unit, feeding into my Zune H4n, that is feeding into my Canon T2i camcorder, or DSLR. Now, I know some people looking at that going, really, a T2i? I mean, that thing's old. Yeah, well, it's old and it gets the job done, and everything you've watched has been recorded on this camera alone. Now, I do plan on upgrading this camera sometime this year to an actual 1080p professional camcorder, so I don't have to keep dealing with the limitations of DSLR. So here's the shoulder rig itself. The Indiegogo account, or the campaign, funded most of this here, and it was pretty much pieced together through Amazon and eBay. And I didn't go extremely overkill on this because I mean, already the rig costs twice as much as the camera itself. The rig is about $1,200. And the camera you could get now for like $400. But like I said, the camera is going to be getting replaced, so that's not too big of a deal. Let's go ahead and work our way around. This is a PS Productions shoulder rig. Costs about $230 or so off eBay. Comes with the rear shoulder mount, or the shoulder pad, the 15mm rails, and the Z offset. Comes with the base plate for the camera, the follow focus, and it's a decent follow focus. It's really not so bad considering the cost. I leather wrapped it. That way you got better grip when turning the focus. It does have your hard stops on there, and it's got your little whiteboard so that you can set your focus points. And there is the gear mechanism for the lens. So there you go. The lens is a Canon ultrasonic. It's a USM 28 to 135mm. It's not great for close quarters shooting like I do in this room, because the T2i is a crop body, or crop sensor. So it ends up being more like 45mm instead of 28, so it's hard to get far enough away from things sometimes. So the matte box, it is a true matte box with filters and such available for it. It does have French flag and barn doors, which I have taken off right now, but it is a Pro-Aim MB600. Costs about $200. It's really not too bad. It's 15mm mounting on there. It does a really good job of keeping sun flares and bloom and another lighting off of the lens when we're doing outdoor shooting. I don't have the barn doors on because we're going to be doing pretty much all indoor shooting. Now you can see we have the offset handles that are adjustable for the cameraman so that he can hook it up however he wants, get nice and comfortable. And then we have our Camera 11-inch articulating arm, which now has my Nexus 7 tablet mounted on there as a field cam, as you can see. Or the cameraman, if he chooses, can use the iCup and get in there and use the iCup viewfinder for better focus. It is magnetic mount, but because the magnetic on this is not as strong as I'd like, I just use a rubber band on there to hold it on to make sure it doesn't come off. Works great. Looks a little ghetto, but I don't really care. Oh well. The tripod is a Davis & Sanford. It's the Provista GR grounder tripod. Doesn't have a sandbag hook, but it gets the job done, and it's capable of holding almost 30 pounds, so it's definitely robust. It's got the fluid head on there, the FM18 fluid head, which does a really good job of giving me those nice pans that you guys see on some of the product footage that I do. And then we've got, of course, my Zune H4n, which is doing all of the audio capture from the Sennheiser and the wireless mic right into the camera itself. Now for audio monitoring, my cameraman is going to be wearing the Sennheiser HD280s. They're nothing high-end or special, but they're perfect for listening and monitoring sound while recording. So he has a nice long cable on that, which comes off the H4n split as well, so there's no issues there. Now if you've ever held a camera rig, you know that they can be extremely front heavy, especially when the pivot point is on your shoulder right there and you have all that weight in front. So I have a 4-pound counterweight right here that hooks onto the back, and it keeps things nice and level so that the cameraman doesn't get fatigued for holding that for long periods of time. So there you go. That's the rig, guys. Oh, in the back, the H4n is mounted with a 7-inch articulating arm, which means I can move it and adjust it in any way that I want to make it nice and comfortable, and gives us even more rear weight if I want to move it farther back or articulate it. So everything is kosher there. So that is the camera rig right there. That's what's going to be doing all of our recording. I am going to be doing my mobile rendering here on the Mini ITX build that I did. Oh, and then for lighting, here's my 160 LED light on there, which mounts to the articulating arm as well. The rendering rig I've gotten a lot of negative feedback on, but you know what, guys? The bottom line with this is it's only going to be rendering short videos, 3 minutes, 4 minutes sort of thing. And it does have OpenCL support using the R9. It's not as good as CUDA, but it's going to get the job done. And it's just a temporary build. I'm only keeping this together long enough for CES. And it sure as hell beats the laptop that I had in the meantime. So I'll be using the 120 Hertz monitor there, and the K70 keyboard, and my CM Storm Zornet mouse. We need to do a review on that still. So that's going to get the job done for us. Oh, and of course, we have my business cards. In fact, let me give me a second here to get those out. Oh, look at this unprepared video. Bring you guys nice amateur footage. So there is my business card that I'm going to be handing out while I'm there. Can't be taken serious if you don't have a business card. So, hey, there you go. All right, guys, so this has been... Oh, and my backpack here is obviously... my nice comfortable Targus bag. I'm really happy with this guy, so that's what I'll be carrying all of my loots in. So there you go, guys. JayzTwoCents. This is the camera equipment that's going with me to CES, and big shout out to all of you who donated to help make this possible. The Indiegogo campaign was a huge success. Big thank you to Aquatuning as well as Sennheiser for providing other monetary and equipment donations for this trip. As always, guys, I will see you in my next video, and make sure that you tune in. Hey, look, you can see me right there. Hi. Make sure that you tune in next week, starting Sunday. Sunday's going to be our travel blog to CES 2014 in Las Vegas. Until then, see you next time.